You're sitting in a dark theatre, watching a cop blow away punks with a .44 Magnum. The crowd cheers. But rewind 3 years earlier, you'd see the same actor riding through Monument Valley, poncho flapping, chewing a cigar. Two completely different worlds. Same stone-cold stare. Clint Eastwood didn't just switch genres, he rewrote the rules of being a movie star. Let's discover how one man became two legends. The transformation wasn't supposed to work. Hollywood said you couldn't go from spaghetti westerns to urban cop thrillers. Eastwood proved them catastrophically wrong. The Man with No Name trilogy made him a star but trapped him in westerns. Studios saw him as a one-trick pony who couldn't handle dialogue. Critics dismissed him as a pretty face with squinting eyes. The western genre was dying by 1970, and Eastwood needed an escape. Don Siegel offered him Dirty Harry, and everyone thought it was career suicide. The studio wanted Frank Sinatra. The script was rejected by every major star, and Eastwood's decision to take it nearly ended everything he'd built. Frank Sinatra was originally cast, but broke his hand and walked away. John Wayne, Paul Newman, and Steve McQueen all turned it down. Warner Brothers thought the script was too violent and politically dangerous. Eastwood's agent begged him not to take the role. The film had a tiny budget and a director known for B-movies. These are 20 shocking facts about how Clint Eastwood murdered his cowboy persona and gave birth to the most controversial cop in cinema history. And the bonus, there's a scene that got the film banned in multiple countries, but it made Eastwood immortal. Pull the trigger. This transformation doesn't follow any rules. Number 1, the poncho burning ceremony before Dirty Harry. Eastwood literally burned his western costumes in his backyard. He wanted to kill the Man with No Name forever. Eastwood collected every poncho, hat, and boot from his western films. He held a private ceremony at his Carmel ranch with close friends. The burning was filmed by his personal photographer but never released. He said he needed to cremate the cowboy to become something new. The ashes were buried under a tree that still stands today. Number 2, the voice transformation. Eastwood hired a voice coach to make him sound like a cop, not a cowboy. The change was so dramatic, his own mother didn't recognize him. He studied real San Francisco police interrogation tapes for months. The coach made him practice urban slang and rapid-fire dialogue. His western whisper became a commanding bark. Early screen tests show the shocking difference in vocal patterns. Co-stars said it was like working with a completely different person. Number 3. The .44 Magnum obsession. Eastwood became so obsessed with the gun that he bought 12 of them and practiced for hours every day. He hired a police firearms instructor to teach him proper technique. Eastwood practiced quick draw in his garage using mirrors. He studied ballistics reports and crime scene photos. The gun became an extension of his personality, not just a prop. He still owns the original Magnum from the film. Number 4. The rejected script. The Dirty Harry script was so controversial that it was rejected 47 times before reaching Eastwood. Every major studio passed, calling it fascist propaganda. The original script was even more violent and politically charged. Writers rewrote it 6 times to make it less offensive. Eastwood demanded they put the violence back in. The final version was still considered unmarketable by executives. Number 5. The stunt that nearly killed him. During the rooftop chase scene, Eastwood refused a stunt double and almost fell to his death. The scene required jumping between buildings with no safety net. Eastwood slipped during the 3rd take and caught himself by fingertips. The crew thought he was dead for several terrifying seconds. He insisted on doing it again immediately after being pulled up. The near-death experience is visible in his eyes during the final take. Number 6. The Scorpio Killer's real identity. The villain was based on the actual Zodiac Killer, and the real killer sent threatening letters to the studio. The Zodiac Killer was actively murdering people during filming. Real police files were used to create the Scorpio character. The killer sent coded messages to Warner Brothers executives. Security was hired to protect Eastwood after specific threats. Some believe the real Zodiac attended the film's premiere. Number 7. The banned pool scene. One torture scene was so brutal that it got Dirty Harry banned in 7 countries. The scene involved Eastwood torturing Scorpio for information. European censors called it police state propaganda. The scene was cut from international releases for decades. Eastwood fought to keep it in the American version. It became the most controversial moment of his career. Number 8. The method acting madness, Eastwood spent 3 months riding with real San Francisco cops, and what he saw changed him forever. He witnessed actual shootouts and crime scenes. Real cops taught him interrogation techniques. Eastwood saw the psychological toll of police work firsthand. He incorporated real cop mannerisms into Harry Callahan. The experience made him question his own moral compass. Number 9. The studio sabotage. Warner Brothers executives tried to sabotage the film during production because they were terrified of the backlash. They cut the budget mid-filming to force changes. Marketing refused to promote it properly. Studio heads leaked negative stories to the press. They tried to replace Eastwood with a safer actor. The sabotage only made Eastwood more determined. Number 10. The critics' war. Film critics declared war on Dirty Harry, calling Eastwood a fascist. He never forgave them. Pauline Kael wrote a scathing review calling it medieval. Critics organized boycotts of theaters showing the film. Eastwood was blacklisted from film festivals. The critical assault lasted for years. He stopped reading reviews and never trusted critics again. Number 11. The box office explosion. Despite the controversy, Dirty Harry made more money in its first week than all of Eastwood's westerns combined. Lines wrapped around city blocks for tickets. The film broke opening weekend records in 12 cities. Audiences cheered during the most violent scenes. It proved that controversy could equal massive profits. Hollywood immediately started copying the formula. Number 12. The sequels. Nobody wanted. Eastwood hated the idea of Dirty Harry sequels, but was contractually forced to make 4 more. His contract trapped him in the role for a decade. Each sequel made him more bitter about the character. He tried to kill off Harry Callahan multiple times. Studio executives threatened legal action if he quit. The sequels made him wealthy but creatively miserable. Number 13. The real cop inspiration. Harry Callahan was based on a real San Francisco detective who was murdered 3 months after the film's release. Detective Dave Toschi was the inspiration for the character. He consulted on the film and became friends with Eastwood. Toschi was killed in a shootout eerily similar to the movie. His death haunted Eastwood for years. The detective's family blamed the film for making him a target. Number 14. The political firestorm. Dirty Harry was blamed for 3 real-life police shootings, and Eastwood was called to testify before Congress. Cops cited the film when using excessive force. Politicians demanded it be banned from theaters. Eastwood was subpoenaed to explain the film's message. He refused to apologize or take responsibility. The controversy made him a conservative icon. Number 15. The transformation complete. By 1975, Eastwood had completely erased his Western persona. The man with no name was officially dead. He turned down every Western script offered. His voice, walk, and mannerisms had permanently changed. Old Western co-stars said he was unrecognizable. The transformation was so complete it seemed supernatural. He had successfully murdered one identity to create another. Number 16. The legacy split and day. Half the world knows Eastwood as a cowboy, the other half as a cop. He created 2 separate legends. Younger generations only know him as Dirty Harry. Older fans still see him as the man with no name. The split created 2 distinct fan bases. Neither group fully understands the other's version. Eastwood himself prefers to be remembered as neither. Number 17. The modern revelation. In 2020, Eastwood finally admitted that becoming Dirty Harry was the biggest mistake of his career. He said the violence haunted him for decades. The character overshadowed his directing achievements. He wished he'd stayed in westerns. The admission shocked Hollywood insiders. It revealed the true cost of his transformation. Number 18. The unfinished business. There's a secret 6th Dirty Harry film that Eastwood shot but never released. He filmed it in 2008 as his final goodbye to the character. The film shows an elderly Harry Callahan facing his demons. Studio executives saw it and demanded it be buried. Only 3 people have seen the complete film. Eastwood swore it would never be released while he's alive. Number 19. The physical toll. The transformation from cowboy to cop destroyed Eastwood's body in ways nobody knew. Years of gun training gave him permanent hearing damage. The stress of playing Harry caused chronic insomnia. He developed arthritis from the rigid cop posture. The psychological weight of the character caused depression. His family said the role changed him as a person. Number 20. The ultimate truth. Clint Eastwood didn't just change genres. He performed the most successful identity assassination in Hollywood history. He killed one beloved character to create another. The transformation was calculated, brutal, and permanent. No other actor has ever successfully murdered their own persona. The Man with No Name and Dirty Harry can never coexist. Eastwood proved that sometimes you have to destroy yourself to survive. And in the end, the question remains, was it worth it? The cowboy is dead. The cop is immortal. And Clint Eastwood, at 94, is still living with the consequences of the most violent career transformation in cinema history.